How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Garry's Mod, and today we have a really scary NPC pack to take a look at. This is the one and only, the Mistake NPCs. Now, when I mean mistake, I don't mean this NPC pack is mistaken or anything like that. It's the name of a game that was a mod for Half-Life. That's right, all of these creepy critters, or zombies, or whatever they are, were originally part of an amazing mod for the original Half-Life, and it's been ported, well, into Garry's Mod. I also do want to thank Mr. Enderman22 for suggesting this in my Discord page. Here's a good look at what all the models look like. We're going to get a more deeper dive look at what each of these NPCs can do on this really cool and spooky map. Without further ado, here we go. Now, I also really do want to quickly mention this map is insanely cool, guys. There's a lot of cool knickknacks, cool secrets, and areas you can go into. One of my favorite things is actually going underneath of the map and exploring the rooms that have been abandoned for far too long. First up, we have Doll, and Doll is, well, it kind of resembles a doll. Now, guys, do keep in mind, this was for the original Half-Life, so expect some more Cry of Fear-esque style of NPCs here, and I love it. The shakiness is super creepy. The animation work honestly looks really impressive. This dude freaking hurts. But we got a trick up our sleeve. We also have all the sounds intact, and dare I say, wait, are these ragdolls? No ragdolls, but of course, you know, it was a time before Source was a thing. What about the Mannequin? Well, we can see this thing is a lot more reminiscent of the zombie that we currently have. We also have the same attack animations as the Half-Life 2 zombie, which is kind of interesting. Now, the Mannequin's not really going to pose much of a threat. I mean, the attacks do about 10 damage, so not too bad. But if you just kind of whip out any basic rudimentary weapon, you're pretty much going to be good to go. I also like, it looks like all these NPCs do have death animations, which is pretty cool, albeit a bit dramatic. Whoops, forgot one. Next up, we have the Mutant. Kind of a similar thing as the Mannequin. Oh my god, these things are creepy, man. It's the broad shoulders and the unnatural movement. Now this one does again about 10 damage each hit. Honestly, not too different from the Mannequin. In terms of actually tanking damage, well, they don't really take a whole lot. Here's the original Mutant. I'll put it next to the Mutant we just had to kind of give you a bit of a comparison here. We can see that this one does have the pretty nice looking threads on. And then this dude's just rocking shirtless with his very oddly shaped and strange length appendages. I don't know what to say about this guy. He is absolutely nightmare fuel. If he does hit you, he's gonna do about 10 damage per hit again. Kind of like a lot of these so far have been. Now, like most VJ-based NPCs, if you do put some props in their way, they will certainly not be too afraid to knock it in your face. But that's all talk. Let's see what it looks like in action. And yeah, he will knock these barrels... Wait. Alright, I think he got lost there for a moment. Let's see if he does knock this barrel out of the way. Yep, he does not like barrels. Noted. Let's see if he likes the explosive variety. Next up, we have the Mutant Baby, and this is going to be the one that truly might give you nightmares. It is a spider baby that lunges at you, and it is just as scary as you'd probably think. Now, at first glance, you'd think, okay, this is exactly like a head crab, and I can actually kind of see that, you know? But the animations are not the same, and, well, despite the four-leggedness, it doesn't really have a whole lot of connection to a head crab. However, it's certainly infinitely more creepy and not nearly as charming. Now, it doesn't really do a whole lot of damage. Once it does get up to you, it will have a melee attack, but it has such little health that this thing really shouldn't pose much of a threat. Oh god, those teeth. Now, this is a lot more like a head crab. We have the Mutant Crab, and yeah, it looks like a mutated head crab. Kind of adorable still. So they really do keep that essence of a head crab with this one. Now, we are almost dead. My bad, we are dead. But again, this one's not really going to pose much of a threat. It is kind of adorable though, and I like different variations of head crabs. Next up, we have the Mutant Crimson, and this one is definitely a much more ferocious zombie. I don't know what his problem is, but he is pushing, he is shoving, he's mad. And he is not afraid to throw things at you if need be. He also does some decent damage too when he hits you. Alright, man, that was not cool. Next up, we have the Mutant Skinny. That was my name in high school. Totally just kidding. Anyway, he does have a bit of, a limp, it looks like. Nothing wrong with that, of course. Although, his face, on the other hand, certainly has some problems. So this one seems to be more of like a fast zombie variant, albeit not running on all fours. But he still only does do 10 damage per hit, so not exactly the most terrifying thing. Although if I walk around the corner and I see this thing, I'm gonna shit my pants. Alright, it's time to go down, buddy. Now, he does not have a whole lot of health. In fact, I think most of these NPCs do have pretty much the same health values. But when he does go down, we get a good look at that horrifying visage. Alright, I really did need some fresh air, so here we are out in the cave from the complex. And we got the mutant spitter. Now we're starting to get into who the hell made this territory. This thing looks next level disturbing, and just like the name does suggest, he will spit stuff at you, and he's pretty dang accurate at it too. He also does have a bit more health than your typical zombie in this pack. If these are even zombies, I don't know what you'd call them, I guess mutants, right? So out of all the mutants, he definitely does have the most extravagant of designs so far. He's also definitely the most lethal, because, my god, he is doing some damage to us right now. I would not advise getting hit by that spit. Okay, we lived with 2 health, and wow. What a design. We got Hot Dog Man before we got GTA 6. Next up, we have Mutant Swollen. That makes 2 of us, bud. Now, this NPC is kind of more of the same. I mean, besides the fact that he's definitely going to give us tetanus with each hit, it's kind of just a reskin of the other mutants. Which, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. It's cool to be able to see different variations so that you don't get bored fighting the same enemies. And that's going to be very important at the end of this video, of course. But taking him out, there's the death animation. Looks pretty cool. Wow, this guy got really messed up. Next up, we have Dr. Haman Heath. And I assume he's a very important character in the mod. He's got 2 heads. Now, he does seem to have the same animation set as the zombie, so not really going to be a lot different here. However, once we do get him down low enough, we'll see if that does change up. Alright, so we did get him to kind of react. Now, I probably should have mentioned this earlier, but some of these NPCs do have spawn animations, which is pretty cool. Maybe I can show some of them off in greater detail after we take this guy out. Sorry, Mr. Heath. And last up, we have Anita Anderson, and that is a good example of the spawn animations, how they slowly get up like that. And this is definitely not the kind of gal you'd want to find in a creepy complex like this. She has this really freaky shaky effect, which I love that. Like that, again, Cry of Fear, old classic Half-Life animation design. It works so well for horror, and it works even better now because the jank only adds to the scariness. Now, we can see she does do decent damage. Hitting her, she has 300 health, which is, again, not too shabby. She could definitely take quite a few rounds before she finally goes down. But when you think you've got her, no, she's got you. Because the screen goes black, she then sheds her weight, as disgusting as that sounds, and she spawns in these little spider babies. You know, the ones we were just fighting? And they all jump at you at once, and let me tell you, one is annoying. This many is downright lethal. Now, of course, I have a favorite way to deal with them, and it's definitely quite effective. Now it's just me and you, and we can kind of see, I mean, look at this. Look at how disturbing this thing is. Anyway, her attacks don't really seem to change all that much. Really, the difference is spawning in those spider mutant babies. But once we do finally take her out, we can officially say that we have hit stage 2. Yeah, or I guess that would make it 3, right? Now the babies are walking. Now they're the dolls that we know and love. So I guess you could say this is the boss fight of the pack. And you know, I really need to see this. Jeez, this thing is mortifying. I absolutely hate this NPC. She shed off even more matter. Now we're going to hopefully get rid of her once and for all. Alright, are you dead? For real this time? And there you guys have it. That was the one and only Mistake NPC pack. And I am a huge fan. I love the classic Half-Life mods. I love the NPCs from that era, and I didn't even know this even existed. So I'm gonna have to go and download that and try it out myself, but hey, as always, I'd love to know what you guys think down below. Links will be in the description. Use code NecrosVideos to save 20% off your next G Fuel order. Check out DyaMetR's videos down below, and until next time, my friends, thanks for watching, and farewell.